Ladies and gentlemen, every new day is an opportunity to start afresh, to realign your life and to move in the direction of the great purpose that has been set before you. And today I want to talk about starting your day with a powerful truth, a truth that is found in Jeremiah 29:11, a verse that has the power to shape your mindset and your destiny. The Lord says, "For I know the plans I have for you," declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. First, understand this: God's plans are bigger than our circumstances. No matter what you are facing today, whether it's a challenge in your career, a struggle in your relationships, or uncertainty about your future, God's plan for your life is always greater than anything you are going through. This verse assures us that God is not limited by the issues we face. He is not confined by the world's economy or the current state of our lives. He is a God of abundance, a God of abundance, a God of vision, and He has a plan for you that surpasses anything you could imagine. When you wake up in the morning, remember this truth: the circumstances of today are not the final authority on your life. God's plan is. And that plan is for your good, for your prosperity, and for your success. Second, we must trust in the process. The journey to fulfillment doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen without challenges. But God has promised that He will prosper us, not harm us. Trust the process, even when you can't see how things are going to work out. Trust that every setback, every delay, and every struggle is a part of God's greater purpose for you. Trust that even when things seem uncertain, you are not walking alone. God is with you, guiding you every step of the way. The same God who has a plan for your future also has a way to bring that plan to fruition. You may not understand the how right now, but you don't need to. What you need is faith in the one who has orchestrated every detail of your life. Third, remember that prayer is the key to guidance. In verses 12 and 13 of Jeremiah 29, God promises that when we seek Him, He will hear us. He will answer us when we seek Him with all our hearts. What better way to start your day than by seeking God in prayer? Prayer is the gateway to wisdom, to clarity, and to divine direction. When you wake up each morning, take the time to talk to God. Speak to Him with expectation, knowing that He is listening and that He will guide you. It's in the quiet moments of prayer that God will give you the strength to face the challenges of the day. It's in the act of seeking His will that you will find the peace and clarity that surpasses understanding. Lastly, embrace hope and expectation every single day. Jeremiah 29:11 reminds us that God's plan is to give us a future and a hope. No matter where you are today, God's promise for tomorrow is filled with hope. It's easy to wake up in fear or doubt, especially when life doesn't seem to be going as planned. But when you start your day with the expectation that God is at work in your life, everything changes. You begin to walk with a renewed sense of purpose. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You begin to understand that each day is a part of the greater journey that God has set before you, a journey toward fulfillment, success, and peace. Wake up every day expecting that God has something incredible for you. Expect miracles, expect breakthroughs, expect that today will be better than yesterday because you are walking in the fulfillment of His plan. So as you go through your day, carry these truths with you. God has a plan for your life that is greater than your current circumstances. Trust the process, even when the road seems long. Seek God through prayer, and He will guide you. And embrace every day with the expectation that God has a future and a hope for you, something bigger, better, and more fulfilling than you could ever imagine. Start each day with Jeremiah 29:11 in your heart and watch how it transforms the way you live, the way you think, and the way you approach the challenges and opportunities ahead. Today is the beginning of the rest of your life, and it is filled with promise. Embrace it, live it, and know that God is with you every step of the way. God's plans are bigger than our circumstances, and when we truly understand this, it shifts our perspective on life. We all face moments when life seems overwhelming, when the weight of our struggles, our limitations, and the challenges before us feel like they will crush us. But let me tell you this, no matter what you're facing, the plan that God has for you is far greater than the temporary circumstances you find yourself in. The issues you are confronting right now do not define you. They are merely stepping stones to something greater that God has prepared for you. I want you to think about the times in your life when you've encountered setbacks. Perhaps you faced failures, disappointments, or hardships. But let me remind you that those moments, though they might have felt like barriers, were never meant to be the end of your story. God's purpose for you is not confined by the present, it's not bound by the obstacles or limitations that stand in your way today. The plans He has for your life are eternal, and they transcend the struggles that may be surrounding you right now. When we look back at the great stories in history, we see men and women who encountered circumstances that seemed insurmountable. Think of the great leaders and visionaries. Many of them faced rejection, loss, or insurmountable odds. Yet, in the midst of these hardships, they continued to move forward, trusting that there was a greater purpose at work. They understood that their current situation did not dictate their future. They held fast to the truth that God's vision for their life was far greater than any obstacle they were facing. The key is not to focus on the obstacles, but to focus on the vision. When we focus on the greatness of God's plan, we realize that our challenges are temporary, but His plan is eternal. The pain we feel today is but for a moment, but the purpose and the promise God has for us will last forever. This understanding allows us to endure. It allows us to stand tall when everything around us is falling apart. It gives us the strength to keep moving forward even when the way seems uncertain. In the Bible, God spoke to the prophet Jeremiah in a time when the people of Israel were in exile, facing one of the darkest periods of their history. The people were in captivity, displaced from their homes, and many of them had lost hope. But God reminded them that He had a plan for their lives, a plan to prosper them, to give them a hope and a future. That promise was not dependent on their current situation, but was rooted in God's unshakable purpose for their lives. Just like the people of Israel, you may find yourself in a situation that seems impossible. Maybe things aren't going the way you planned. Maybe you've been knocked down and are struggling to get up. But remember, God's plan is greater. His vision for your life will carry you beyond the limitations you see. Your setbacks are merely setups for comebacks. God is not constrained by your circumstances. His plan for you is bigger than any failure, any disappointment, or any setback you might face. When you begin to trust in God's plans and align your heart with His purpose, you start to see your life in a new light. You start to realize that every challenge, every trial, every moment of pain is a part of a divine process that is shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. The beauty of God's plans is that they are not limited by time or space. His plans are not bound by the natural order of things. When He says He will prosper you, He means that His favor will follow you no matter where you are or what you are going through. Trusting in God's bigger plan means trusting that He knows the path to your destiny even when you can't see it. It means believing that despite the obstacles and the difficult days, there is a greater purpose at work, one that will eventually lead you to a place of victory, fulfillment, and pita. God's plans for you are not subject to the whims of life or the trials you face. They are eternal and they are rooted in His love and faithfulness. So no matter where you find yourself today, whether you're in a season of hardship, uncertainty, or even doubt, remember this: God's plans are bigger than your circumstances. What you see in front of you is only a small part of the picture. Trust that the best is yet to come. Trust that what God has in store for you will exceed your expectations, and that through every trial, He is shaping you into the person who can carry out His great plan for your life. Trust in the process. These words can be both a comforting truth and a challenging reminder, but they are crucial to understanding the journey of life. It's easy to think that success, peace, and fulfillment should come quickly, or that everything should unfold in a certain way. We often get discouraged when things don't go as planned, when the road seems longer than expected, or when our efforts don't immediately show results. But let me tell you something: trusting the process means understanding that the journey itself is part of the plan, even when it feels like nothing is happening. If you look at the stories of people who have achieved great things, you'll notice one common thread: they all had to endure and trust the process. They didn't give up when the first obstacle appeared. They didn't quit when the first door closed. They didn't stop when the first failure came. No, they understood that every setback was simply a setup for something greater. The process is what strengthens you. It is what molds you into the person who is capable of handling the responsibility that success brings. Think about the process of planting a seed. When you first put it into the soil, there's nothing to see. No immediate signs of growth, no visible progress. Yet, underneath the surface, something powerful is happening. The seed is sprouting roots. It is breaking through the tough ground. It is reaching for the light. But that doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. It requires patience. It takes faith that the seed will grow even when you can't see the results. Life is the same way. The process is the soil that prepares you for the harvest. And just like that seed, you may not always see the fruits of your labor right away, but that doesn't mean the work isn't happening. Trust that it is. This trust in the process is not a passive thing. It requires action. It requires doing the work, staying consistent, and pushing through challenges with resilience. It's about waking up every day with a belief that what you're doing matters, even if the progress is not immediately apparent. It's about keeping your head down, focusing on the task at hand, and knowing that the work you put in today will pay off tomorrow. You may not always understand why things are happening the way they are, or why you have to endure certain struggles, but if you trust in the process, you will realize that every moment is necessary. Every challenge, every disappointment, every high and low is part of the blueprint for your success. The world doesn't always reward the immediate, the quick, or the flashy. No, the true reward is given to those who understand that real growth takes time. It's given to those who are willing to do what others are not willing to do, who will stay in the process long enough to see the transformation happen. But it's not just about success, it's also about becoming. The process isn't just there to get you from point A to point B. It's there to shape your character, to strengthen your resolve, to build your integrity. And when you trust the process, you allow that transformation to happen. Too many people give up too soon. They start something, face an obstacle, and quit because it's hard. They want the results but aren't willing to go through the grind. But let me tell you something. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity for growth. Every setback is a lesson in persistence, in resilience, in strength. The process is not there to stop you, it's there to prepare you. So when things don't go as planned, don't lose heart. Don't give up. Keep moving forward. Trust that every step you take, even the hard ones, is part of the journey to your success. Trusting the process means you are patient with yourself. It means that you understand that growth is gradual. It's understanding that success doesn't come in a straight line. It's okay to stumble. It's okay to fall. The key is that you get back up, you keep going, and you keep trusting that every step you take is one step closer to the life you are meant to live. When you trust the process, you embrace the unknown. You stop being afraid of the future and stop believing in the promise of your potential. You stop fearing the bumps in the road and start seeing them as stepping stones that will get you to where you're supposed to be. You begin to recognize that your success is not just about what you accomplish, but about the person you become through it all. Trusting the process is an act of faith. It's knowing that God, the universe, or whatever higher power you believe in is guiding you even when you can't see it. So my challenge to you is simple: trust in the process. Believe that everything happening in your life right now is preparing you for something greater. Don't give up when it gets tough. Don't be discouraged when things don't happen as quickly as you expect. Keep moving forward. Keep doing the work. And know that with every step you take, you are moving closer to the vision you have for your life. The process is your partner. It is shaping you, guiding you, and preparing you for everything that's coming your way. Trust it. Embrace it. And most importantly, enjoy the journey. There is a truth we often overlook, yet it is the foundation of everything we do in life. If you want clarity, if you want direction, if you want peace in your life, there is a simple truth that will set you on the path to greatness. Seek God's guidance through prayer. Too often we try to do everything ourselves, relying on our own understanding, our own strength, and our own plans. But let me tell you, we were never meant to do life alone. Prayer is not just a ritual, it is the lifeline that connects us to the Creator, the one who knows us better than we know ourselves. When we wake up in the morning, what is the first thing that occupies our minds? Is it the tasks of the day, the bills, the worries, or the ambitions? Or is it the thought of reaching out to the one who holds everything in his hands? Seeking God's guidance through prayer is not about informing him of what we need, but it's about positioning ourselves in alignment with his divine purpose for our lives. The Bible tells us that if we acknowledge God in all our ways, he will direct our paths. This means that in every area of our lives, our relationships, our work, our health, God has a plan for us, and it's greater than anything we could ever imagine. But we cannot access that plan without first seeking him. Let me remind you of something. God is not distant. He is not sitting in the heavens waiting to be asked for help. He is waiting for you to turn to him, to invite him into your daily circumstances, to ask him for his wisdom and guidance. Prayer opens the door to the supernatural, to the wisdom that transcends human understanding. When you seek God through prayer, you invite him to lead you. You invite him to take the wheel of your life and steer you in the direction that will bring you fulfillment, joy, and peace. God's guidance is not just for the big decisions, but for every moment of every day. He is with you when you make the small choices and when you make the big ones. And the beauty of it all is that his guidance comes without condemnation, without judgment, only love and wisdom. There is power in prayer. It is in those quiet moments when we surrender our hearts to God that the noise of the world fades away and we hear his still small voice. It is in prayer that we find the strength to face our challenges. It is in prayer that we receive the peace that guards our hearts. It is in prayer that we are reminded of who we are, who he is, and the purpose he has designed for our lives. Through prayer, we are reminded that we are not alone. We don't have to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. In fact, we were never meant to. When we seek God's guidance through prayer, we step into a partnership with him. We are not just asking for answers, we are trusting in his will and timing. Prayer is a process of surrender. It's about letting go of the need to control every situation and trusting that God knows what's best. It's about saying, Lord, I may not understand what's happening around me, but I trust that you are in control. It's about acknowledging that our plans might not always align with his, but his plans are always better. When we pray, we open our hearts to his perfect will, and we allow ourselves to be led by a wisdom that exceeds our own. So let me challenge you today, don't wait until you're in crisis to seek God. Don't wait until you've exhausted all other options. Begin each day with prayer. Start your morning by acknowledging God's sovereignty over your life and inviting Him to lead you. Take time throughout the day to stay connected with Him, seeking His guidance in every decision, no matter how small it may seem. God is not too busy for you. He wants to be involved in every detail of your life. When you seek His guidance through prayer, you are drawing near to Him. And He promises that He will draw near to you. God's wisdom is available to you today, tomorrow, and every day after that. There is no situation too complicated, no problem too big, no question too hard for Him. When you choose to seek His guidance through prayer, you align yourself with His will and you position yourself for the best possible outcome in every area of your life. So take that step. Trust Him. Seek Him with all your heart. And you will find that the peace, wisdom, and direction you need are always just a prayer away. Every day that we wake up is an opportunity. It's a gift, a blank slate filled with possibility. But too often we wake up burdened by what's behind us, weighed down by failures or disappointments, or overwhelmed by the uncertainty of what lies ahead. But I want you to understand something profound. Hope and expectation are not mere words, they are powerful forces that can shape your reality. When you wake up each morning, you are not just rising from your bed. You are stepping into a day that has the potential to change everything. The key to unlocking that potential lies in how you embrace hope and live with expectation. Hope isn't about wishful thinking. It's not about fantasizing or hoping that something magical happens without effort. Hope is a mindset, a decision. It's about looking at your circumstances, whether good, bad, or indifferent, and knowing that this moment is not the end of the story. There is something greater ahead. The challenges you are facing right now are not your destination. They are stepping stones, tests, and experiences that are shaping you, molding you, preparing you for something more. And if you live with the understanding that this season is just part of the bigger picture, you will find the strength to endure, the courage to continue, and the resilience to rise above. Living with expectation means understanding that today is a part of your divine purpose. God has a plan for your life, and He is at work, even when you can't see it. Expectation isn't about getting everything you want. It's about knowing that everything you need is already being worked out on your behalf. Expectation is a mindset that says today something good will happen. When you begin your day with that belief, you step into the world with a new level of energy and purpose. Every action, every conversation, every moment becomes an opportunity to see that expectation fulfilled. When you expect greatness, you begin to see greatness. When you expect success, you begin to align yourself with opportunities for success. But I want to challenge you to take it even further. Not only should you expect good things to happen in your life, but you should also expect to be the instrument through which those good things come to life. Expect that you are a vessel for change, a source of inspiration, a beacon of hope for others. Don't just wait for blessings to fall on you. Understand that you are the blessing. Every time you take action, every time you persevere, every time you show up and do the work, you are contributing to the fulfillment of your own purpose, and you are being a light for someone else. So walk through your day with a sense of expectation, knowing that the impact you make will ripple out far beyond what you can see. But here's the real secret: hope and expectation don't just change your day, they change your life. When you live with a constant sense of anticipation, when you are looking for the good, the opportunities, and the divine moments that are waiting to unfold, your life takes on a whole new dimension. You stop focusing on what's not working. You stop magnifying the obstacles and the struggles. Instead, you focus on the possibilities, the blessings, and the miracles that are available to you each and every day. You see, life has a way of testing us. There will be moments when it feels like everything is working against us, when the door seems shut and the road ahead is unclear. But in those moments, this is where hope and expectation are most critical. They are the tools that will carry you forward, even when it feels like there's no way out. When you live with hope and expectation, you develop a resilience that becomes unshakable. The storms will come, yes, but they will never define you. Because you know that beyond the storm is your purpose, your promise, and your potential. Every single day you have the choice to embrace hope and live with expectation. It's not about being naive or ignoring reality. It's about choosing to see beyond the immediate circumstances and trusting that the best is yet to come. Hope and expectation are not passive. They are active choices that require you to engage with the world in a way that says, I am ready for what's next. They require you to show up, to take action, and to believe that your future is worth fighting for. So I challenge you to rise each day with a heart full of hope and a mind filled with expectation. Look for the good. Walk in purpose. Be ready for the opportunities that are waiting for you. The world is waiting for you to show up and fulfill your potential. Don't let fear or doubt steal the possibility that each new day holds. You are destined for greatness, and when you choose to embrace hope and expectation, you activate the power to make that greatness your reality. As you stand at the threshold of each new day, remember that hope and expectation are not just concepts, they are your tools for transformation. You are not a passive participant in the journey of your life, you are the author of your story. When you choose to embrace hope, you are choosing to see the best in every situation, to rise above challenges, and to create your own path forward. When you live with expectation, you are aligning yourself with the possibilities that await you, knowing that your future is not defined by your past, but by the faith and determination you carry into each new day. So let today be the day you start walking with renewed purpose. Let today be the day you start expecting greatness, not just for yourself, but for the world around you. The best is yet to come, but only if you choose to believe in it, to look for it, and to act on it with unwavering faith. Your future is in your hands, and it begins with the mindset you carry. Embrace hope, live with expectation, and watch as the doors of possibility swing wide open before you. The power to shape your destiny is already within you. Now, go out and make it happen.